Hello, we are live. I'll just get the right screen up, and we'll see if anyone comes. Okay, that's up. Everyone should see it. Can I actually move this camera? Newest customization. Yeah, I know changes have been saved. Profile dashboard, send feedback. How do I move this camera then? Because I have it in the corner, like a normal person. Oh well. We'll just do some inking. Let's see. Okay. We got somebody. Good evening. I am going to ink this for a bit of practice. Okay. Oh. We lost somebody. Actually. If anyone's wondering why I'm wearing a shirt, I had a job interview today. Nothing fancy, bit of waiting on. Just something to start paying the bills, build a routine. Just generally earn some money. I mean, drawing for money is fun and all, but let's be honest, it's unreliable at best. And I need stable income. At the moment, it's just a lot of drama in the world. Thanks, Donald Trump. Not sure what you're expecting. But he's generally being hit and miss when it comes to Ukraine. just will simply say, too many people dying. Yeah, well, no shit, Sherlock. Too many people dying? Try talking to the idiot in Russia who's sending people out into the Russian meat grinder. God, that war pisses me off so much. A lot of it could have been avoided. Just don't invade Ukraine. That's all he had to do. And now his economy's in the shitter. And I swear, if Trump does sign some kind of deal with Putin to get those rare earth metal things, I'm going to expect the rest of Europe and the world supporting North Korea to sanction the shit out of the States. So, like, oh no, you're not getting away with this. I'd love to see the Americans sort of spin that one. I mean, yeah, we signed a deal with a war criminal to get rare earth metal minerals that have been stolen from the Ukrainians, sold to us by a bloody mad dictator. Yeah, that was ever going to go down well. I mean, what did we expect? Nothing. People bitch about Zelensky not wearing a suit. Yeah, newsflash, guys. The scummiest people in the world wear suits. Bankers, lawyers, politicians. The sleazy used car salesman wears a suit. People who work in insurance firms wear suits. And Americans just don't seem to grasp the idea that the Ukrainians want their land back and want justice for all that they've had to suffer. I mean, let me ask you this: if your house was stolen by your next door neighbor, and the king of Albania had to negotiate on your behalf and won't let you in the bloody room, and then decided, no, it's your neighbor's house now, how would you feel? So I just need to vent for that because it pisses me off. Pisses me off that people are so bloody thick when it comes to Ukraine. Oh, they're neo-Nazis. Look at this photo that conveniently appeared when Russia said that. Do you know what Ukrainians look like? They look like people. They look like you and me. They just have very particular names that are almost Russian sounding. anyone who says like, what's wrong with having Soviet Union coming back? Well, yeah, no problem. It's all the way over in that part of the world. Yeah. How do you think World War II got started? Oh, not our problem. It's a European war. The Europeans should deal with it. Why did Pearl Harbor happen? Why were we bombed so relentlessly, and why was it so easily preventable? Oh, we'll shamelessly profit off the war while we can. I swear America doesn't change much. And World War II? I mean, that was like, what, nearly 100 years ago now? 1930s? 90 years ago? 95? Hang on. Just to, yeah, 95 years ago? 90? 100? It's a long time, And all that time, we've learned nothing. And the Americans are still like, it's a European conflict, it doesn't involve us. Well, that wasn't true of World War II. And when the Russian Empire is on your bloody doorstep, it'll be true of the Ukraine war. Anytime a bloody mad dictator gets into power and decides to build an empire, it involves you regardless. Because nothing is ever enough. You might say it's just one country. Well, one country turns into two. Two turns into 10. 10 turns into a bloody continent. And then they move on to the other continents and the other countries. Like, oh, why stop there? I mean, I'm sure so Ivan the Farsiness once said that that was important to Russia, that piece of land in the desert. Yeah, let's just go in there. Let's take that over. Ooh, we need to take over America. Putin, he's chummy with Xi Jinping, Kim Jong Un, the trinity of evil in this world. A bunch of bloody mad dictators who have violated human rights over and over and have seemingly gotten away with their crimes against humanity. And nobody has done anything about it. And that annoys me. The grift is ending. Zelensky needs to resign. Why didn't he hold elections during wartime when it was illegal under Ukrainian law? People even do basic research. And I just can't with people sometimes. Yeah, but other than Donald Trump fucking things up royally and filling spot forests with trees. Did a nice job interview. I was actually there early. Might hear back Monday. So I might give you guys an update then, if you're interested in that thing. Uh, I mean, I hope I get the job. I would love to work mornings again. Not evenings, but mornings. Build up a nice daily routine. I mean, lots of people don't really realize just how important it is to have a daily routine. In life, and if you don't have one, it can just sort of throw you out of whack. You don't know. You tend to forget what day it is. Get yourself in a rut. You don't feel inspired. You sort of languish a bit. You become lazy. We just lost somebody again. Okay. I mean, today I saw, well, actually yesterday, I was messing around with new Grok AI. Decided to do a fanfic with Raven from DC, Teen Titans one. And I was thinking to myself, man, this fanfic I'm sort of coming up with, it actually sounds halfway decent. With a few tweaks here, it could actually be a decent story in of itself. Hi DCC. Yeah, I think this is from Perfect 10 actually, this page. I know it's a Dave Brink one. Just sort of inking it for a bit of fun. I think I might just turn this into a live stream channel or something. And do live streams that way because I am forgetting to upload videos that I've recorded. Or, well, even edit them. And I did promise guys a regular schedule for live streams. So I'm giving you that. Okay, so yeah, this fanfic with I had with Raven, so had unique ideas for magic users. And I was just sort of coming up with an interesting main character that I reckon so with a bit of work could actually be a decent main character in a DC story. But it was all more to do with the way the magic would have worked in that um, type of universe where magic users just sort of have to deal with the buildup of magic and sort of blow steam once in a while. But then consider the ethnics of people being forced in that situation. Magic users would understand. It's like, yeah, we need to blow steam, otherwise we go completely insane. But somebody who's not in the know would be like, you guys are very freaking weird and stay away from me. So yeah, it was kind of one of those. I mean, I can't write cultured stories of how it's all going, oh, this will make a really, really great plot. Or that's an interesting world building idea. I need to focus more on that. I'm just incapable of doing it. I do a lot of. If I try to write something cultured, it ends up being PWP, prong with plots. That's probably why I haven't really written anything, because I just find the world building, relationships, the drama more interesting. Got my headache. That's fine. That's fine. I mean, take care of your health, mate. You know, I like the picture you did of Captain Liberty. That's awesome. That is. Hang on. Yeah, got that. So I'm going to see if I can color this afterwards. Yeah, gonna ink this. I hate the lag on this. I need a better setup. Yeah, what was I talking? Oh yeah, the cultured Raven fanfic. Yeah. I just sort of come up with a bunch of interesting ideas that I would want to explore in another setting. Translate. Okay. I mean, sometimes I get some of my best ideas just from going, ooh, what would it be like if I had this and had this like weird rule, and how would that affect the people in the story? So yeah, how would a world where magic users need to blow off steam react to the fact that people have to have unconventional methods to blow off steam? And then how do you balance that with hero work? At what point does it stop being understood by the right people? Is that becoming problematic, and where does accountability come in? Because I like to think of the world building stuff a lot. Maybe the government make a battle area for them so they can. No, no. What I mean by blowing off steam is, I say cultured, but adult binky bonk. Basically, it was begins with P, ends with an N, has an O and an R in it somewhere. That's what I meant. And yes, you can write stories like that with Grok. You just all have to specify uncensored. I am trying to watch my words with that because you know YouTube doesn't like certain words, so I'm being very careful how I am. That's okay. I mean, it's just all the way I was all going through all this. I was like, yeah, this is actually more interesting than the cultured stuff. When the world building and the drama is more important than the cultured stuff, that's when you actually got a good fan fiction going on. But it's just sort of more of a personal one where it's sort of like my self insert is in there and does things with an aged up Raven while trying to learn how to be a good superhero. And Batman's like, yeah, I'm training you now. It's a shame that actually that somehow got deleted. I would have loved to have saved that so I could just read it and be like, damn, that was such a good idea. What powers would I like to have? You see, I had a conversation like this similar before. One of them eventually centered on being able to store objects, but as drawings. Because me and a friend of mine were discussing it, and we were like, okay, but how would say wet objects work then? I mean, you go swimming, and you sort of pulling your stuff out the sketchbook, and then how would putting a wet towels into the sketchbook work? I mean, would it make the pages soggy, or would it be rendered in such a way that it looks like a wet towel and all that? Would it come back out as a wet towel? That was sort of that's sort of how that conversation went. But if I had to think, I would just say the ability to fly. Or some form of telepathy, or the ability to gauge other people's emotions, just sort of to make talking to people a bit easier. If I could sort of gauge sort of like, oh, maybe they didn't like that hot take I had, or gee, I wonder sort of like if me being me is bothering people. But with them flying, could be like, yeah, I don't have to catch the bus anymore. I can just fly. Phew. I won't have to deal with bloody traffic. Yeah. It'd also be very cold. I mean, I would have to get so like pilot goggles or something, just so the wind doesn't go too hard on my eyes, because my eyes water very easily when you got wind blowing in them. So yeah, some form of visor or goggles, probably a pilot helmet as well, and maybe something like a very warm jacket, because the higher up you go, the colder it gets. And I wouldn't want to go too high, because otherwise I'll be going into the clouds, and then I'll come out soaking. But I know, so like Chuck Dixon talked about sort of like how the ability to fly would be sort of like really annoying after a while, because you'd constantly have to concentrate on just like flying, flying, flying. And if you make a mistake or get distracted, you could end up having a serious crash or something. But the alternative is that I'm dealing with public transport, especially in Wales, because uh, the government down in London, they don't always understand how bad public transport and how isolated communities are here, but there aren't always a lot of buses that actually get to the more isolated towns and villages in Wales. I mean, I've had to pass upon jobs because they're in places that I don't know how to get to. Or if I look at the travel routes on Google Maps or something, it basically involves having to catch 3 different buses or add a train on top of that. And at that point, I'm like, no, that is unreasonable. I can't apply for this job, because it's going to be a pain in the backside just to get there and then get back. And if the train is out that day, I can't get into work. It might only be like 5 miles away, but I'm not walking 5 miles. I'm not walking nearly 3 hours just to get to work. I mean, I'll walk an hour and a half, but I'm not going to walk 3 hours. Because it's all about sort of like planning your commutes, how long it's going to take for you to get there. You got your work hours, and then you have to get back, and then you got to take into consideration how much of the day you've got left. People in London just really don't understand Wales. They don't understand that we don't all have our own private transport. Especially for North Wales, where it is just extremely difficult to get anywhere useful. Which is why I'm very loath to go to places like Wrexham, Crewe, or what's the other one? Chester. I mean, those places are just all out of my reach, and after having to deal with bus strikes a few years ago when I was trying to get to work, when I still had a job, having to catch the train to go to work every day was just a nightmare. Because you trying to get somewhere early by 8 o'clock, and as soon as you can get there, is literally 8 o'clock when you get off at the station, and then you have to run through town, desperately trying to get to the place you're working at so you can do your shift. I mean, thankfully my employers knew that, and I said, so that is the soonest I can come in due to due to the circumstances with the buses. But one time I had to call a bloody taxi because something had fallen on the bloody railway track and the train had to be cancelled that day. So that was fun. Basically, I had to call up and say, yeah, I'm going to be late because this happened. I was not happy about that. Get here for 8 o'clock. Oh, yeah, by the way, the bus drivers are going on strike, so as soon as you can be able to get into town would be 8 o'clock. Why don't people just drive? Gee, maybe because not all of us have a car, not all of us can afford to have one. Seriously, Keir Starmer and the Labour Party are full of idiots. I think it was Keir Starmer made a stupid remark about just driving to work or something. No, I think it was he said that plumbers should just carry their tools on the bus. That's not feasible. You don't always get a bus going to places like Treview or Dalgarog, Dol Ellen, Llanrwst, Llandolas, etc. I mean, depending where you live, you're limited by the public transport there. But if you have personal transport, you can pretty much go anywhere. So yeah, I would love to have the ability to fly, just so I don't have to deal with public transport again. And I'm pretty sure Chuck Dixon would disagree with me on that, but I would disagree with him and say, I live in this country. I know what it's like. I don't care if I have to concentrate for about an hour. I'd rather fly to work than catch the bus. or wait for a train that may never come. I have to remember what some stupid quip was, actually. One should just carry the tool on the bus or on the train. Yeah, and whether they had to deal with a particularly nasty block pipe and they're covered in shit. I wouldn't want to get on that bus. And again, an extension of that question, what powers would you have, would be, what wishes would you make? I know everyone will say, oh, these are the wishes that Aladdin should have made and all that. And I've seen all the different arguments and all that. I looked at the rules that the genie stated in Aladdin, and it's basically, you can't kill somebody, you can't make somebody fall in love with you, and you can't raise armies of the dead. I think that's it. Yeah. No killing, no forcing love, and no necromancy, basically. So, I looked at the rules, and I found a loophole. There's nothing stopping you from wishing for infinite wishes. I mean, is that really against the rule? You get free, you can wish for anything you want, and there's nothing in the rule saying you can't have infinite wishes. Nothing whatsoever. Sure. Yep. A funny version of that I spotted was I always thought that myself too. Another thing with wishes, they say wishing for immortality is a bad idea because you can never die and all that. I sort of found a loophole within that. I was like, okay, immortality would be a bad idea, but what about eternal youth? And then I can use the second wish for sort of like having a photographic memory, so I never forget anything. Oh, that's great. I've sort of finished that mostly. I'll send you the image in a bit. Not sure if you want me to add some extra shading to it. Yeah. Yeah, but with eternal youth, it just sort of means you stay young forever, but you're not necessarily invincible. You can still die. So if at some point you're just sort of fed up with life, you have a way out, right? So eternal youth is not as bad as immortality in a way. because you're not screwing yourself out of just being able to die. And then there are people who are sort of like, oh, I'm going to wish for all this money, etc. That money has to come from somewhere. You can get the money, but are you allowed to keep it? Did anyone think of that? No, they didn't. And I mean, so like something like that in Hunter x Hunter. So after the Chimera Ant arc, when there was a dealing with the girl that can grant wishes, and the guy was all like, "Oh man, I wish I totally had $1 million or something," and the wish was granted. Where would you put it to? Yeah, and the plane sort of explodes out of the sky, and all this money drops in front of him. So somebody died for that money to get there, and that money was supposed to have gone somewhere. So that's why wishes like that are kind of a bad idea, because that money doesn't magically appear. A better way to get around that would be I wish that the next lottery ticket I have or buy is the one that has the winning numbers on it, but no other lottery ticket can have those numbers. At least that way, you've got you have a convenient excuse as to why you suddenly got all this money. No, I just won it on the lottery. Nothing totally suspicious about that. Yeah, no airplanes exploding in the sky. No mob bosses wondering where the Dosh is gone. Yeah, that's a good cover too. Yeah. But if I seriously had to think of what I would do with a third and final wish, I'd probably just make it the most selfless wish possible. I'll think to myself, what's a problem affecting the world right now that I could just wish away that doesn't break any of the following rules? No killing, no necromancy, no forced love. What if I made a wish and everyone in the world as of right now who's been going through mental health crises, who's been struggling with mental health, what if their mental health was magically changed to be more manageable so they could act like normal people? That would be very interesting. I mean, people would no longer have an excuse for being lazy and like, I don't feel it today. I am too depressed. People who have been suffering with anxiety will certainly have a newfound confidence that they've never had before. I mean, it's every potential that that could backfire, but I think that'd be a very interesting one. And it's not really one that I've seen people talk about because they wish for boring things like unlimited power. Oh, I want all this money. all the selfish things. But I just sort of think about, how can I use a wish that doesn't screw me in the future and make that my wish? I mean, with like various wish granting entities. In Twisted Metal, you've got Calypso. If you win a Twisted Metal tournament, he'll grant you any wish. You only get one, but it could be anything. But you have to be hella specific about what you want to wish. Because in Twisted Metal 2, the Hammerhead guys wanted to be able to fly. And before they could confirm how that wish was interpreted, they jumped off the building and died, basically. And Calypso was standing there going, and here is me thinking they're referring to these plane tickets I have. And if you think about it, so it has never been done before, it would make it interesting. Yeah. And you got all these stories and stuff like, oh, the ability to have a wish is a cautionary tale. And the answer is that you should never make the wish to begin with. And I'm like, no, these people are idiots. I'm the smart person here. I thought this through very carefully. I've got the convenient house that I need. And I'm not trying to be too selfish. Yeah, I mean, for some like Calypso, you have to be specific what you wish for, and actually points out sort of like what you meant when you say certain things and all that. Others are too literal and will just sort of immediately give you what you want, and you haven't thought it through properly, you're basically screwed. So yeah. The trick with wishes is to know how what you want is going to affect you in the future or affect the people around you. The trick is not to not make the wish, but know its effect. So if I wished for everyone to be cured of mental health, well, everyone in the world at that point, basically, meaning that sometime in the future, there will be people with anxiety, there will be people with depression. So they're not going to go away, but for the there and then, the ones that have been cured are being given a new lease at life. They've all been given a chance to enjoy themselves. You beat me to it. I was going to say, be more careful what you wish for. Not just be more careful, just stop, take a few deep breaths, and actually think how all of this is going to work. And as long as it's within the rules, there shouldn't really be any issues. I mean, yeah, be careful when you're going for the monkey's paw, because that is just all literally designed to screw you over no matter what. But so when I think about it, then it's like, hello, Genuine. Just thought inking this for fun. What do you think so far? We were just talking about what superpowers would I have, and so like how wishes would work. What? Yeah, just for fun. Practice my inking. That's great. Thanks. Yeah. And one of the more interesting superpowers that I've discussed with people before is the ability to store things in objects, and how certain properties would work if you could store, say, a wet towel in a sketchbook. Oh, it's not easy to ink over. It's actually easier than Joe Bennett. I've inked over some of Joe Bennett's line work. Yeah, I mean, when it comes to learning how to, when it comes to me learning how to try and ink and color, I'm not just going for one type of line work. I want to sort of learn multiple different line works from different artists. His inking's pretty good. Thank you. I know about that, Dave, with the whole hand gate thing. Which, to my credit, I managed to avoid in my attempt of inking that panel, which I should actually have in here somewhere, so if I can find it. Just bear with me. Is it in my hut? No, it's down here, I think. No. I know this is a Joe Bennett one that I inked over. I do have the Horseman one there somewhere. Just give me. It's in finished examples. Look at all the different things that I've coloured and inked. So yeah. No, it is not. Where the hell did I put it? Okay, I know I have this somewhere. Okay. I will find this somewhere. No. It's in here. Calflussing. I know I've got this somewhere, but I just can't remember where. It's in pictures. No, it's not. I need to really. Was it in Ripperverse? No, not. This is annoying me now. Oh, no, it's not that. What are you? Have I found it? Hang on. Yeah. Basically, this is the one I inked. I managed to keep the hands sort of like as they should be. No wonder I couldn't find it. I mean, that was also my first attempt at trying to ink as well. And I have to say, it's not a bad attempt at inking, but I definitely do think this one's a better attempt. And if I can find it, yeah. Got this one from Yaira 2. No, Yaira 1, actually. I think I could have done a better job on the backgrounds, but all the focus should actually be here on her face, actually. I didn't just erase all that. Yeah, but when trying to learn how to do art on anyone else's work, I think it's always best just to find multiple different artists and just sort of get on with trying to learn how to ink and color sort of universally across all different styles. Uh, so okay. Who knows? Maybe one day an artist in need of an inker could just sort of come in, see me do all this, and be like, "Oh yeah, I'll give this guy a shot." I mean, I've already seen my process here. I think it's okay. Hands are very difficult to ink. Okay. Actually, I'll do that. In later. Just the shoulder here, and his arm. Yeah. Okay. I like these pencils. They're very easy to read. Might have some more pictures for you so you can recolor. Draw Japanese stuff like shinobi horror. That would be very interesting. I like ninjas. And you can sort of find so like those joke pictures online where it sort of like says there are 12 ninjas hidden in this room and it's just an empty bed, empty living room. Or World Ninja Convention, all seats sold out and there's nobody sitting there. When in reality, if you walk past somebody down the street, there was a chance that that person in normal civilian clothing, yeah, well, I've seen them as like Wally but with ninjas. But if you walk past somebody on the street, there was like a high chance that it could have been a ninja, but you would never have known it. Because ninjutsu is basically the art of blending in. And then you sort of see Hollywood and all these pop culture movies when they do ninjas. They're either like in jet black uniforms with the signature masks, or the bright whites showing their faces off. Yeah. So like, utterly ridiculous how um, corporations tend to get things wrong. Because I used to watch a lot of like Gaijin Goomba back in the day, and he was obsessed with ninjas. So I got most of my facts about ninjutsu from him. And I had this idea for a ninja game, but it would have been set like during the Warring States period. And basically, there'd be 5 levels in it, basically. You would have different fortresses that you would need to learn to infiltrate. So, and you'd have a whole team of different ninjas to manage. It would be a 2D side scrolling type of game. You'd have so many different tools at your disposal that you could approach it from any angle that you wanted. You could go the stupid route and try and cut your way through to your target, or you could apply a bit of tactics to your approach, which is all worm your way into the fortress over a series of days, figure out where the exit points, entries and exit points are, the perfect hiding spots, smuggle weapons in ahead of time. See, this is why I only have about 5 levels, because the amount of planning you'd have to do in order to pull off your mission there would be insane. And you would be rewarded based on how much you can make something look like an accident, or how much you've managed to gain in intelligence from infiltrating that place, or sabotaging the war effort in unique ways. Who knows? Maybe you might find a storage shed somewhere with food provisions, and that by burning it down, you've hindered the enemy's ability to fight the war properly. Or you discover battle plans and you just memorize them and conveniently tell your commander, oh yeah, they're going to attack from here and here and here. Or you could just do the silly thing and just sort of go and kill the commander and slaughter everyone and get yourself killed. Because it's also not just about blending in, but I would also focus on leave no trace. So if I were to have made a ninja game, that's how I would approach it. Here's your objective. This is what you have to do. This is what I'm testing you on. Get to it. And I'm sure a lot of journalists would sort of complain that it's too hard and it needs an easy mode. And I would just tell the scrubs to get good. Two people did not like being told to get good at video games. No, actually, I think Dave's gone to bed now, actually. Because it's coming up to 11 this time, isn't it? Yeah. So to him, it's coming close to midnight. Oh well. Night, Dave. Have a nice day. Tomorrow. Yeah. Yeah, I would love to make a ninja game like that. I'll just go on my way to make it extra hardcore. So, you thought this would be easy? You're wrong. Look at all these different gadgets that you have to learn to use and master. Easy doesn't even come into it. And I would have some of the most advanced AI and guard routines ever known in a video game. Have a look at that now. I see what you're going for there. Yep. Yeah. I'll definitely be interested in tackling those. Uh, actually, very definitely Cummings books on ninjas. That game I just want to always wants to play as a ninja game. I'd have to look that up actually. I was just going to say, I tend to have a shorthand for drawing ears. I mean, I'll just show you here. I mean, when it comes to me drawing ears, I tend to basically follow this little basic shape here. I mean, I tend to give oh, yes, it. At this hour, it's probably kids just messing around. Unless it's a DoorDash. Okay. Back was nothing. It's probably kids or something. I mean, I tend to get some around this area just sort of randomly buzzing the doorbell. But because I'm sort of up 2 flights of stairs, I can never be sure that if it's somebody trying to deliver something or not. Yeah. Actually, I was going to say that's my shorthand for drawing an ear, basically. As I sort of do a few simple lines here and there. I mean, it creates the illusion of the ear. Even if I do end up giving everyone the same exact same ear. I'll just sort of get rid of that now. Uh, that's gonna be. Yeah, it does. It does. I do the same. One thing I wanted to get better at doing is sort of drawing hands. I can never always get hands done properly because either the fingers are too fat, they're not drawn properly when it comes to shape and form. Or I usually sort of end up making the hands either too small or too big for the character. And that's before we even get into the fact that men and women have like different hands. Because men tend to have very stubby fingers, whereas women, their fingers sort of taper a bit at the end and sort of end in a little point. It's a small detail, but not a lot of people notice that. And well, another thing I always do with my characters, I always give them the same little smirk on their faces. So much so to the point where Brock has sort of picked up on it and sort of dubbed it the signature Great Welshman smirk. It's it's like usually it's like something like that. Hang on, see if I can draw a better one. That's my signature smirk that I draw. Yeah, you can draw that. From what I've seen. Styles. Um, actually, I've got the books here, so somewhere. I think it'd be more this one. Actually, go with the more refined art, actually. So, Purgatory, Holy Brown art. When I started getting into comics properly seriously, this was the type of art I was seeing. So I was being influenced by this. Another influence I can see would be My Hero Academia, and ironically enough, Kingdom Hearts. I am absolutely influenced by the way Tetsuya Nomura would draw some of his characters, even if I can't actually properly mimic the hairstyles for, say, Sora. It's just all too wild and spiky for me. Yeah. That's where my initial styles come from. And from there, trying to draw in those different styles, I sort of ended up creating my own. Only problem is I never really learnt the fundamentals of drawing. And what you don't want to do is create a style before you've actually learned the fundamentals. So I've started in the wrong place. I should have been learning perspective, anatomy, proportions, form, etc. But instead, I've learned how to draw a stylized face before I've learned how the face is actually made up. Which is why I'm not really any good at penciling. But if you give me an object to draw, something I can see, I'm usually pretty good at copying it. So I can copy an object that's in front of me and usually sort of get it correct. But if you ask me to draw Superman from scratch but do it in the DC art style, I wouldn't be able to do that right off the bat. I would need to learn how to draw like that, and I can't. I could probably ink a drawing like that, but I can't pencil it. Copying is a good way to learn. Yeah, I mean it's building your visual library. And there's also no shame in using 3D assets if you're not familiar with how the human body moves or looks at certain angles. But what's important is that you don't use it as a crutch. Because when it comes to drawing bodies, I mean, aside from the hands and the feet, because feet is like such an awkward shape. The difficult part would be like trying to get the torso to twist in the right ways. That's not easy to do. If you do it wrong, everyone can see it. But if you do it right, nobody will know. You know, use whatever tool gets the job done. I mean, people use rulers, yet people might freak if I use the straight line tool. People use erasers, but they'll freak if I use the undo button. A tool's a tool. And a good craftsman never blames his tools, only himself. I mean, certain urinal liquors like to use stock photos for their backgrounds. Yet they bemoan the use of 3D assets. Hence why I don't really put much stock in Comicsgate. Because if using a 3D asset is cheating, and then so would using a stock photo. I mean, that's not your work. You didn't take the picture, somebody else did. And I've seen his line work from that recent photo that he not photo. It was a Cyberfrog page that he put out for Red Extermination. And it's like a forest scene. But the line work is so messy, so busy, I cannot focus on it. It hurts my eyes just to look at it, and he thinks that it's okay just to have messy line art like that. I mean, the artist for Purgatory, Holly Brown, she's not a perfect artist. I mean, there are billions of artists out there who are better than her. But she focuses a lot on the composition and making sure everything is readable. And she works a lot with black and white. And as a result, I think her art is more readable than Frogman's art. So I'm not even going to say his name. Because I have no respect for that fat, whiny little gossip girl. In fact, I got so fed up with him, seeing his nonsense on my timeline, that I just saw straight up blocked him. Hmm. Yeah, I'll expect for me to. Yep. Respect is earned, not given. Okay. Now let's do his hair. Moustache. Okay. That has frozen. I gotta go, mate. I should stop you been watching you work. Okay. Have a nice night. I should actually be thinking of wrapping this up soon. Okay. Just me. What if somebody else will pop in? I assume these were just meant to be filled in. I kind of like the idea of filling out crowds with like silhouetted characters. I mean, yeah, they're there, but they're not the focus. Okay, she doesn't like the look of this guy. Yeah. What's this vile tosser talking about? Yeah, he's probably. Oh, that was a hot girl. Yeah, I'll flirt with her. Just like fucking tosser. Don't you dare touch me with your greasy hands. Uh, question for people in the chat. Are they looking forward to Rebound 2? Or for people watching the replay? I mean, that campaign is ending soon, actually. And I, for one, have been looking forward to it. Sort of a nice alternate take on Spider-Man. Done that wrong. That's a very mannish nose she's got there, I think. Don't know, getting dude vibes from this character. Might just be because it's small, but yeah. Yep, we're learning how to ink or color. Don't focus on one artist, focus on multiple. Learn how to read the lines. And there's still nobody. I have a feeling that this is going to be a plaid jacket. Okay, so we've got the trans woman here and her lesbian granny. Which I don't really know what relationship these people have. I'm assuming that's her granny, or it could be a teacher or something. Still no comments. Well, there are, but no new ones. I don't even know how you begin to pencil big, heavy, baggy clothes like this from different angles. Where would you even start? I would love to ink an entire comic, or even color one. She's probably looking annoying. I wish he would rock my boat. Oh, you seeing him with his greased up hair? Darling, you don't know what you're missing. I do occasionally talk for these quiet parts when there's nothing to do. Well, nobody's to talk to, so yeah. She just looks all sorts of offended by this guy. Yeah, he like gave me the cooties or something. I'm gonna me too him or something. She just does not like him. That is not the face of, yeah, I'd smash that. It's like, the fuck, dude? Like, in my space? And as soon as these four characters are given prominence by actually having an appearance that we can tangentially relate to, I'd say they're the subject of a very important scene. I don't think these need to be very detailed. Just these like little blobs designed to fill in the space, give a sense of something happening. There's still no one. Someone's got a very big ass. Definitely little blobs at this point. Ooh. Who we got? Don't be shy. Say hi. I didn't realize that was offensive. Go from 1 to 2. No, no one. Okay. If anyone's wondering, I'm inking this piece for fun. Yeah, you heard me. Fun. That thing people do when they want to feel happy about something. We do things for fun. wonder what this thing in the background here is. It's like a model ship or something. Yeah. Okay, the contours. I don't really want to know what this is. No, nothing yet. Okay. Uh, there's a long ass staircase. That's because you're sad and have no friend. God, I love Team Forster. I wasn't even all dressed up. Yeah, but that's because he's sad and has no friends. Gee, what the I'm the only serious character in this story. That's the joke. My wounds can heal faster than you can make 'em. They make wounds faster than we can heal them. This is no time for karma. I love, I love those abridged series so much. I wonder if I should wear a shirt on stream more often. It'd certainly be more lively. Oh shit, I forgot to get my bag. Damn. Uh, oh, I mean, so far we got this. Actually, I'm really liking how everything to a jacket. Hang on. Okay, nobody here. It's getting close to midnight. I'm going to. I'm gonna call this quits because I'm getting tired. See you all tomorrow at 9 o'clock UK time, evening. 9 o'clock, 9 p.m. I mean. Bye.